In the ruins of Silius, intergalactic terrorists and their deadly arsenal of weapons are waiting for you. Are you prepared to face an endless onslaught of flying war robots, humanoid laser cannons, bone-crushing traps, and seemingly invincible mastership? Still want to make the journey? If you do, it will take all your skills to reach the final battle with the terrorist's supreme leader, the merciless, all-powerful skeletal android. Journey to Silius. It's level upon level of gigantic supercharged graphics, thundering sound effects, and danger at every turn. Go ahead. We dare you. And this is indeed Journey to Silius. That's why I was talking about it. From Tokai Engineering and Sunsoft, released in September of 1990. Also known in Japan as RAF World. R-A-F World. Tokai Engineering, I would at first hear of that, would think, oh, that's Vic Tokai. I don't think it is, because looking at the game list here, they've got Ripple Island from 1988 on the NES, Journey to Silius, Super Spy Hunter, Zax, The Art of Visual Stage, that's what it's called, and Broadcast System Albert Odyssey. That's all they've got, and I know Vic Tokai did a lot more than that. So anyway, 1990 side-scrolling run-and-gun video game developed by Tokai Engineering and published by Sunsoft and Mattel for the NES. The game was released in Europe and Australia in 1990 and Japan in 1990 as well. North America getting it in September of 1990. Journey to Silius was originally based on the 1984 film The Terminator, but the licensing rights to the film were lost during development. As a result, the graphics and storyline were altered to accommodate this change, but remnants of the early version still remain. For example, the final boss has a striking resemblance to the titular Terminator in the film. We control Jay McCrae as he goes on a mission to defeat the terrorist group responsible for his father's death. There are 5 stages consisting of the ruins of a space colony, an underground concourse, the enemy's hideout, a flying spaceship, and a factory. The player must fight his way through an assortment of robotic enemies and security systems in order to reach the end of each stage and fight the stage's boss. The controls follow the standard conventions of other side-scrolling action games for the NES. We can duck and shoot, but you can only aim your gun left or right. Is the inability to point upwards. In addition to the default handgun weapon, you can switch to one of 5 additional weapons that can be procured throughout the course of the game. A shotgun, a machine gun, a homing gun, a laser rifle, and a grenade launcher. Each of these special weapons consumes the player's gun energy gauge, and once it runs out, you will automatically revert back to the default handgun. You can replenish health and ammo by retrieving energy capsules dropped by defeated enemies. All too rarely, I might add. After the 5th and final stage is completed and the ending is shown, the player will restart the game on the first stage. So in the year 0373, the past, the new space age calendar, or the future, overpopulation of Earth has led to increased demand for emigration to space colonies. Jay McCrae, the son of a scientist responsible for development of space colony number 428 in the Silius solar system, the SSS, prepares to move there in order to follow in his father's footsteps. However, the space station is obliterated in an explosion, killing the entire research team and destroying all data on board. In his father's home, Jay discovers a floppy disk, because we use those in the space future of the year 373, containing not only the complete SSS colony plans, but a personal message from his father, asking that he completes the project should terrorists succeed in destroying the colony. To protect the colony plans and to avenge his father's death, Jay sets out to fight the terrorists responsible for the space colony's destruction. So originally conceived as a game based on Terminator, Sunsoft lost the license during development, and as a result, the plot and graphics were altered before the release, which is too bad because Sunsoft generally did really good with licensed games. Don't believe me? How about Batman, huh? Gremlins 2, The New Batch? Yeah, that's right. Sit down. The American version features a different design for the player character than the one used in Japan and Europe, which depicted the main character in a futuristic armor and helmet, instead of having his head exposed. A pre-release build of the Japanese version, simply titled Rough, featured the same player character design used for the retail release of the American version. How about that? RAF World was re-released in Japan in a 2-in-1 compilation for the PlayStation titled Memorial Series, Sunsoft Volume 5, which also included Hebereki. I don't know what that is. Let's click on that. Oh, Euphoria. Oh, that's a great game. That's a very fun game. Anyway, Journey to Silius. Great little standard run and gun action game. What would you expect from Sunsoft when they make a game? They make it really well. This is a great game. It's a lot of fun. Graphics are great. Music's great. Controls are good. It is hard, but it's not so hard that you can't do it. If you've never played it, really, really should. Especially now that we're getting close to the end of the year. Can you believe it? So go find Journey to Silius, play it, and try not to think that you could be playing Terminator. Because the Terminator game we got, this is better than.